like 900 goals. After, my challenge is to be 1,000 goals. With one different. All the goals that I score, they have video. So I can prove that it's...
So obviously the big news as of yesterday is that San Marino won their second ever game of football and their first ever competitive fixture. And their only other win came in April of 2004 when I was only 1 year old. So it means there's like 20 years difference between their first win and their second win, which is actually absolutely remarkable. And it was like a big day for San Marino, right? And obviously the second bit of news is some guy called Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not too sure if you guys have heard of him. Scored his 900th career goal. Obviously, jokes aside, that is an incredible milestone for him to reach. And I'm not even a Ronaldo fan. I don't particularly like Ronaldo that much, which you'll find out about later in the video. But like, you know, I do have to respect him for getting like 900 career goals, because that is an incredible like amount of goals to score, and it's an incredible milestone to reach. But we will not be talking about how incredible of a milestone this is and how impressive it is to score 900 career goals. Today, I want to talk about why I believe that Cristiano Ronaldo is the most shameless footballer to ever live, to ever play the game, because he is so shameless. And some of the stuff he says actually blows my mind. And I honestly believe he is more dangerous in front of a microphone than he is in front of goal. And that's saying something for someone that, like I've just said, has scored 900 career goals. So, today, we'll be talking about why I believe Cristiano Ronaldo is the most shameless footballer to ever play the game. So, as some of you may have seen, Ronaldo has launched his very own YouTube channel, which as of me recording has 57.8 million subscribers in like just 2 weeks of the channel being live, which is insane. And it really does show how famous Ronaldo really is. And it's not even just like football fans that know who he is. Like, he really is that famous and he has that many fans, right? So, on this YouTube channel, there is an interview where he is interviewed by former teammate Rio Ferdinand. Obviously, you've seen a clip of that interview at the start of the video, yeah? And he says some very interesting stuff in this video, yeah? But, before we even talk about that, one thing to know about Cristiano, well, two things really, is that one, his ego is unmatched. You will never see anybody with as big of an ego as Cristiano. Like, people will say that Zlatan Ibrahimovic has a big ego. It doesn't even come close to Ronaldo's, yeah? And obviously, Ronaldo is allowed to have an ego. He is one of the best footballers to ever live. Like, he is, like, awarded the privilege of having a big ego because he has earned that. He has earned that right. But at some point, he has to be stopped. He has to be stopped because when Ronaldo says something, yeah, another thing you have to know about Cristiano is when Ronaldo says something, he 100% believes what he's saying. Like, he's not just saying something to say something or as a throwaway comment. He 100% believes the things that he says, yeah? And this brings me on to Euro 2024, where, you know, Ronaldo wasn't great. Because he was really starting to show his age now. Like, what, he's like 37, 38. He's getting on in years, right? But because Ronaldo is the way he is and has been so good over so many years, and obviously treats his body like a temple, and he looks really good for someone pushing 40. He still looks quite young because he takes care of his body, right? He still believes that he can compete at the top level, like the top level, and that in his mind he's still in his prime. He's still in his mid to late 20s, yeah? And that is shown by his Euro 2024 performance, because he was not good. He was not good at all. And when you look at some of the performances he put in, they were shameless. When you look at the round of 16 and the quarterfinals, to be specific, he was really bad. Some of the chances he was missing, and just some of the chances he was taking on, despite the fact that he hadn't had any luck in the last however many attempts he had at that, it was crazy. And I think when you look at all of that, somebody in that team, somebody around the team, whether that be a coach, whether that be Martinez the manager, whether that be Bernard Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Ramos, Jota, so anyone in the team, yeah, needed to take responsibility and just be like, Ronaldo, one, you're off free kick duties, because all of the free kicks he took in that tournament were embarrassing. And maybe even Martinez should have decided, I've seen enough, I need to sub him off, I need to bring somebody else on to bring some more life into this game, because he was not good. And I'll cut him some slack, because he again is 38 years of age playing at the top level. When it came to him and Pepe, if either of them made a mistake, I would cut them more slack than anybody else, because realistically nobody else would be competing at that level at their age, right? And it was a testament to their longevity and their ability, right? But it got past that point with Cristiano, because his lack of like being able to not be the main man and be the focus and all of that was really starting to show, because he had to take every free kick, and he couldn't let anybody else take the free kicks, despite the fact that his free kicks that he were taking in the tournament were not great and they were going nowhere near the goal. He obviously missed a penalty in the round of 16. It was obviously saved by Oblak, which led to them going to a penalty shootout in that game. And everyone believed that the reason Ronaldo was crying after that penalty was because he was very, very upset that he potentially ruined the chances of his nation going through to the next round, because they could get knocked out on penalties, right? Which is fair enough, completely fair enough, yeah. But that was not the reason, because Cristiano came out and said the real reason he was upset was because Oblak put the his 27 penalty like converted rate to an end. His 27 penalties scored in a row was put to an end by Oblak saving that penalty, and that was the real reason he was upset. And that just highlights Cristiano and how like much he cares about his own records, and how he has to be the best, and if he's not the best, like it eats him up inside, and like he just can't handle not being the best. And when he was having such a poor tournament, like he just had to keep going and be like, no, I need to score, I still need to be the best. He couldn't just admit, okay, it's not gonna happen, it's not working, I just need to step aside and let somebody else do it. No, he couldn't do that. He had to be the one to win. Even if we go back to 2016, you look at Ronaldo, yeah? He obviously goes off injured in the Euros final, right? Very upset, distraught that he can't lead his team to glory, right? What does he do? He makes himself the centre of attention on the sidelines, shouting, screaming, yelling instructions, when his teammates aren't even really paying that much attention to him. They're just trying to win the game. The only person paying attention to him is the cameras, because that's what he was doing it for. He still had to be the centre of attention. He couldn't just leave it to the players out on the pitch. He still had to capture everyone's attention, because that is Cristiano. And that is one of the reasons people like him, and that is another reason why people like don't like him, you know? Like it works in his favour and it works against him, yeah? But I honestly think one of the most shameless things that he said actually came from this interview with Rio. So, in the 2024 World Euros even, he did not score a goal in any of the games, in any of the games that he played. He did, however, score in 2 penalty shootouts. So Ronaldo went on to say this.
Cristiano don't score goals. I scored 2 goals. I scored 2 goals.
You heard that correctly. Ronaldo said, people say I did not score goals, but I did score 2. He was counting his penalty shootout goals as goals just to silence the criticism, because he could not handle the fact that he went a major tournament without scoring a single goal. That he had to like cope and bend the rules slightly, because any penalty shootout goal that he scored does not count towards the 900 goals that he's scored in his career. None of those goals count. So why is he suddenly counting them here? Like, if they don't go towards his 900 total, why do they matter? And especially if you haven't, like, I could understand if it was the Euros final and he scored the winning penalty. That goal counts. Obviously not literally towards his goal total, but that counts for something. These 2 goals he scored count for nothing. They don't count towards his 900 career goals, and they don't count towards a trophy win. So, like, to even bring them up and say, well, I did score 2 goals, is embarrassing, really, because those 2 penalty shootout goals don't mean anything. And, like, the thing with Cristiano's, like, ego and all the stuff that he says, yeah, I could understand it, and I could put up with it when he was at his peak. Like, if you look at even the Real Madrid Champions League three-peat, yeah, that is the period in time, and the only period in time where I think he was the best player in the world, and I thought he was better than Messi. That, like, period of time. But even, like, when he was, like, at Real Madrid, at Man United the first time, and even at the start of his Juventus career, I could still, like, understand, and I could still, like, deal with the arrogantness, the, like, him being a bit of a man child, him, you know, being petulant, and all of this, like, all the moaning and stuff. Like, I could deal with it, yeah. But, like, when he's at the level he is now, where he's just, like, he's not even backing it up on the pitch, and yeah, you're gonna say that he's scoring a bunch of goals for Al Nassr, but, like, it doesn't mean much to me. Like, I don't really watch that much football outside of Europe. Like, even Messi's goals, I'm a Messi fan, but, like, even Messi's goals in America, I don't really care. Like, the only football I watch outside of Europe is I watch the World Cup, I watch AFCON, and I watch Algeria's international games. They're the only, like, that's the only stuff that I watch. Like, even when Mahrez, my favorite player of all time, when Mahrez scores in Saudi, like, it doesn't mean much to me because I'm more focused on European football, yeah. And you can say that I'm not, like, a diehard football fan if I only watch European football. That's fair enough. But, like, when he's playing football in my scope, in my field where I watch football, he's not backing it up on the pitch. So I just can't deal with some of this chat that he gives out. Like, I just don't get it. But that's all I really have to say, you know. Obviously, you can leave your thoughts down below in the comments if you disagree with me, or if you agree with me. I can imagine this to be a very controversial topic because, you know, a lot of Ronaldo fans will die on the hill that he is the best ever and he can never be wrong. And then there's a lot of people that, like, think that Ronaldo is always wrong and he's never right. So, you know, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Obviously, like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We have recently hit 500 subscribers, which is actually amazing because I was not expecting to hit 500 subscribers this year. Like, I actually started the year in January with less than 100 subs, and now, like, we're on, like, over 500. That really is amazing, and your support really does mean a lot. And if you haven't subscribed already, like, what are you doing? Why haven't you subscribed? Like, it doesn't, like, take that long. It's, like, literally one click of a button, bam, you subscribe. Really does help the channel out, especially if you watch a lot of my videos. And if this is the first video of mine you're watching, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel. You will not be disappointed. But with all that being said, I've been Nathan. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Shut down cases. They belly dots to the can't see faces. Chasing the bad guy chase it. You don't wanna be the one like Ace and like G-Takes and turn them out wasted. Aye, tell a bad bitch come break it. Body come mad, come shake it. Then get back to the basics. Bro, done shut down cases. They belly dots to the